What is going on, everyone? March Jig 8 here, bringing you guys the news in a flash. Let's get right into it. Kevin Lyman has announced that 2018 Vans Warped Tour will be the last Warped Tour to be a full cross-country event. He released a statement saying, "Today, with many mixed feelings, I am here to announce that next year will be the final full cross-country run of Vans Warped Tour." And I gotta say, this is pretty damn saddening. This tour has been going on for 23 summers now, and it's become a crucial part to the punk music community. So to see it not come to a complete end, but seriously start to slow down, is disheartening. In some better news, though, they did announce the 2018 tour dates for it, so you can check those out down below. With that being said, let's jump into another story that's been going on this week, and that is over Star Wars Battlefront 2. Now, some of you may remember that I originally said that I would not be buying this game, even though it looks great and it plays great. But due to some of the scummy practices that EA and DICE, and don't kid yourself into thinking that DICE isn't to blame for this as well, because they are. But we're implementing microtransaction systems into this game that I just didn't agree with. Their star card system, which you gained from various loot boxes you could unlock or purchase with real money, would essentially give you the stat buffs based on the rarity of the card in multiplayer. And we aren't talking about itty-bitty little buffs here and there. No, we're talking about like 30 to 40% health regain buffs here. And that's not even including the fact that the better the star card is that's equipped, the higher your level is, which unlocks further slots for you to equip even more star cards, up to 3 at the max. That basically made this game a complete pay-to-win situation, and I am not on board with supporting something like that. Well, DICE kind of listened to their fan base and tweaked some of the things so that the best star cards could only be unlocked via achievements earned in battle. Alright, nice step forward, I guess. It's still a shitty system that's still incredibly confusing why there are major stat buffs for multiplayer and loot crates that can be purchased with real money, but whatever, I guess I'll give you credit for, listening to the fan base. That's not what we're going to talk about today, though, because DICE and EA cannot seem to get their shit figured out with this franchise. And it's a damn shame, though, because like I said before, it was a fun game to play. The problem is that they decided to screw over their entire community by locking off hero characters like Luke and Darth Vader, the most iconic characters in the game, behind a in-game credit system that originally would have costed players 60,000 fucking credits to unlock them, which, thanks to the math of Redditors, would amount to about 40 hours of gameplay, which for casual players like myself could be about a month of straight grinding in order to unlock one of those heroes. Or players could take the easy way out and just spend money on opening loot boxes in order to gain more credits and speed the grinding process along. And that's not even including the star cards that can be unlocked to buff the hero's stats. And EA is completely willing to defend this. They went on Reddit and left an official response saying that their intent was to provide players with a sense of pride and accomplishment for unlocking these heroes, and the cost was based off statistics they got from the beta. And it's like, what a load of shit. The intent was not to let players feel pride and accomplishment. It was here in order to make players feel like, in order to gain all the content this $60 game has to offer, they have to buy loot boxes in order to reduce the grinding process to unlock those characters that are expected to be unlocked in a Star Wars game. That response actually broke a record. It became the most downvoted comment in Reddit in its history, with it hitting over 6,800,000 downvotes. Facing all of this backlash, though, EA decided to tone down the character prices from 60,000 credits to 15,000 credits, but do not let this confuse you, because it's being reported that with these changes, there have also been decreases in the amount of in-game credits earned, and arcade mode now having a cooldown where you can't earn any more credits until a certain amount of time passing. EA, this is not a fucking mobile game. This is a AAA game that costs $60. It's fucking sad to see this kind of stuff being put into your game. It's fucking sad when I have to say that I'd much rather see a season pass than this shit. At least I know what I'm getting out of that then, and at least I don't have to worry about getting my ass handed to me by little Timmy fuckboy deciding to drop a hot 100 on loot boxes right out of the gate and get some pretty badass cards that puts him above casual players. Like, I always imagined that eventually loot boxes would get to this point, but I just never thought that EA would just be like, fuck it, let's go raw and force it all down their throat all at once. But at the same time, it also makes sense, because then they can gradually change the amounts to make it look like they care about their fans and are listening to our feedback, when in actuality it's just some jackass behind the curtain scratching their ass thinking how much they can get away with. And to the people that are saying just do what Overwatch did, here's the reason why I don't think EA will ever be on board with doing something similar to Overwatch. They're experimenting a little bit with it, don't get me wrong. With SWBF2, they do have those free updates and they don't have a season pass, so there's that, but that's not much. The real reason is that they are terrified of losing money. Well, I shouldn't say the real reason. My reason why I think that they're not doing this is that they're terrified of losing money. From a business perspective, it does not look good on their end when their stockholders are asking, so how are you going to make sure that your meeting ends? And their answer is, oh, well, we're taking a risk on the longevity of this game with a loot box system and the trust of our fan base. I mean, looking at EA, a company that is used to putting out a new AAA title every year, I just don't think it would make a lot of sense for them to be dedicated towards a game to completely overhaul their entire business practice. I get the argument of just do what Overwatch did, but those people seem to be missing the fact that Overwatch is completely built around the longevity of its game and the dedication of its fan base, whereas SWBF2 is unfortunately built around a year or two, a year or two long lifespan and making a profit off the passion of the community. To me, this game is just slowly turning into one of the worst good games of 2017, but I honestly would like to hear what you guys' thoughts on this are. Leave a comment down below, and of course there are going to be links in the description if you guys would like to learn more. I'm actually kind of surprised I was able to do that whole Star Wars piece without segmenting it. Usually I have to, for stories that long, I have to break it up. That way I can, they don't have to worry about messing up and then having to redo the whole thing. I was able to do that in one take, which is awesome. Anyways, let's move on. Stone Temple Pilots has announced their new singer, Jeff Gutt, who some of you may recognize as a recent contestant on The X Factor. Along with this announcement, the band has also put out a new song featuring him. The song is titled Meadow, which you guys can check out below. And also let me know what you guys think about it. And finally, we got a awesome Deadpool teaser parodying the shit out of Bob Ross, the greatest painter of all time. I swear that this man has taught me how to paint the friendliest shrubs and clouds you have ever seen. Also, I'm calling it now, Deadpool Bob Ross Funko. If it doesn't happen, life just isn't complete. Check out the trailer below if you're interested. There are also a couple of scenes from the new movie, so it is worth checking out. Be sure to check out all of those down below. Actually, I don't have to say that, seeing as we don't have any new music this week. Fuck it. Thanks for joining me, guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed, dislike if you didn't, subscribe if you want more, and I will see you all on the next one. Mars out.